Alright guys, so before I start writing any code, what I want to do is I kind of want to take a step back and explain exactly how this game project is set up, because it's going to save you guys a lot of confusion and a lot of headaches in the future. So first of all, remember, one of the cool things about this framework is you can develop games for other platforms. In other words, we can write code one time and we can eventually deploy it on other platforms like iOS, the web, Android, of course. Now, that's why you see this Android directory in a core directory. Now remember, whenever we were setting up our project, I unchecked iOS and desktop or web or whatever all those other ones were, because I'm just focused on making Android games for this tutorial series. However, if I left those checked, then you would see other directories under Android, iOS, desktop, a bunch of other ones. So what's the deal with this? Do we have to, tweak a bunch of code in all of those? Well, no. The code that we're actually going to be writing is in this core. So for the first couple examples, if we hop over to my GDX game and open this, as you can see, this is the code that ran that little demo. This, this is like a real quick explanation, but this created the that little image, and right here you're setting the background to red. So this is where we're going to be writing all of our code. So now you're saying, alright, well, why would they even put this Android folder in here though? What do we do with that? Whenever you write a game that's going to run on multiple platforms, there's going to be some code that you write that is specific to Android or maybe specific to iOS. Any code that is specific to that platform, you're going to write in that platform's directory. However, we aren't going to really be worrying about that, since we're going to keep things really simple. So again, 99% of the time, not only in this tutorial, but even if you decide to develop for other platforms, you're going to work in the core directory. So that is, a quick little explanation. So now what I want to do is actually explain what's in this file. So in this file, again, we have a bunch of crap that's created by default, the image and the background and stuff. However, to make things really simple, and just for this first demo, here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and delete all of these variables, all those objects, and also delete everything inside your methods. So right now, what you're looking at is a blank project. This is a lot easier to explain whenever I'm just, starting out teaching this stuff. So the first thing, of course, we have a bunch of imports. Alright, well, we're going to be learning about all those later whenever we start typing any code. Now the class, there's the name, extends application adapter. So right off the bat, we're seeing that we inherit from this class called application adapter. Probably should know a little bit about that. Well, what this class is it includes a bunch of methods that get called automatically at different points in your game. So we already can see that we have this method called create and render, and there's some other ones too, but I'll talk to you guys about the other methods when we need them. Let's go ahead and figure out what these methods do right now. Well, this is a method that gets automatically called whenever our app is first created. So the user just opens your app, it runs this class, creates it, so any code you put in here is going to be called. So this is really good for just initializing, your variables, setting up all your resources. We're pretty much going to be setting everything up in create. Alright, that was easy enough to understand. What about this render? Render is going to be continuously called whenever our game is running. So you can think of it as the main game loop. This method is going to be called, depending on your device, somewhere like 30 to 80 times every single second. So again, this is a method that gets called repeatedly, so any functionality to kind of render objects on the screen or drum or anything like that, we're going to stick in here. So again, set everything up, run the game, and again, we don't need to actually go in another file and call these because they get called automatically. Cool thing about this framework. So let's go ahead and just figure out how to print some really simple text on the screen right now.